All right. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. It is me, Duke CT, back with you once again on this nice Thursday evening. How are you doing? Hope you're feeling well. Hope you're feeling good. Tonight is a very interesting night. Before we get anything else, let's talk a little Ring of Honor. We're going to do a real Ring of View. It was a quick episode, surprisingly quick, by the way. Only an hour, which is surprising. And I know they're still figuring things out to see episode 9, and I think they did a really good job of putting there were some good matches here, some decent matches here, but mostly it was just like forgettable squash stuff to just kind of like the old school Monday Night Raw feeling, like there's an important match here, but it's not as okay. It's not super important. You understand what I'm saying? It sets stuff up. Well, first things first, though, we have Athena versus Lady Frost. And let me just get the picture right here. Just see if I can get the picture right here for you. Let me just get the picture here for you because this was, oh, wow, this is a little too big. Just, there we are. Here we are. This is the first match, a proving ground. Honestly, Lady Frost brought it, and this is a really good opening match. And this again proves Athena is the best woman. I mean, just honestly, she is the greatest Ring of Honor Women's Champion. I love this. She has been producing great match after great match, and honestly, this is no different. Very good match here. Both Frost and Athena has really good chemistry with each other. I hope they have another match down the road because I think they could do really good. I really think if they get like maybe 10 or 15, I think if this match had like 15 or 20 minutes, I think this would be, I truly believe this for what it was could have been even better and something like that. If this had like 15 minutes, I think this would have probably been another notch on Athena's belt of great matches this year, you know? But as it stands, Athena wins, and she just, does her, her thing and just completely destroys Lady Frost after the bell and just smashes her face with the Ring of Honor title. Who's going to step up to Athena? Well, we have something, I think there's a new contender being pushed towards that direction later tonight. Let's take a look at the next match of the evening. Let me see if I can get the next match here. It's not this one. Uh, I believe the next match. Oh, it was a promo, a really good promo from the Kingdom. It was a really good promo from the Kingdom, and let's see if I can find. Let's see. See if I can get a good picture of them. Let's see. Let's see. Um, let's see. Where is it? Where's the a good? Oh, there it is. That's a good picture. Um, see. Tile. Let's to see. Oh, that's a little too small. Let's see if I can get a better one. All right. I think this was better. Oh, let's see. Okay, this is much better. Share this tab here. Yeah, they had a great promo talking about the history of Ring of Honor, mixing Jay Briscoe, the Briscoe brothers, and seeing how the tag teams and they are against like Top Flight, but and actually Andretti since Dante is out right now. Hopefully he gets better soon. But I really think they are going and they're positioning themselves to be the next top team in the tag team division of Ring of Honor. And I can't wait to see more of this team, especially going forward, because this has been one of a very good signing for this company. And I can't wait to see what their need. Hopefully, they continue to be not just in AEW, but also Ring of Honor as well. That's my personal opinion. And next up after that, see, and see if I can get this right here. We got another tag match. Let me just see if I can get right here. Another tag match as the infantry takes on Preston Vance. Let's see. All right. And Roosh. This is pretty much a squash match. And it looks like they're looking to be in the tag division as well. Um, not but to say Preston Vance took most of the stuff. He's getting better, and also Rouge as well, just destroying both men and just showing how dominant these two as well. So yeah, nice stuff. Next up after this, I believe it was. Let's see. Here it is. Leon Ruffin versus Brian Cage. Just all right, and well, another squash match. Leon Ruffin showed some stuff, but in the end, Brian Cage destroys him, and we move on. That's it. It's just a showcase match with Brian Cage. I wonder if they're pushing him for the TV championship or just reminding people, oh look, the embassy still exists. That sort of thing. I think they're gonna move to Ring of Honor, out of Ring of Honor after they drop the 6-man titles to be fully with the Mogul affiliates. Personally, I think that's what's gonna happen. Anyway, let's get to the next. Let's see what share the stuff here. Share the screen. This one. There it is. Yes, this match is a really good women's match. Diamante versus Sky Blue. Um, they have some good chemistry. I wish it could have gone a little. It felt like a little anticlimactic. I wish it could have gone a little bit more. I would like to sell some a little bit definitive stuff for Sky. But yeah, I honestly love Diamante. Just like her huge German suplex on the apron, just the hardest part of the ring. Boom, knocked out, and then Sky Blue, takes the punishment, but overall continues to pick up survives it, picks up a surprise victory, and then looks like Sky, and then you see Athena come out with her hat, Sky Blue's hat, and looks like that's going to be the next feud going down the pike. So I think Sky Blue Athena could be really good. I think it'd be good. I don't think she's ready for a Ring of Honor world title world title run yet, but I think Sky Blue can be that next. She could just. I think this would be a really good match for her. Personally, I see that happening. Let's see what else happened after that. Let's see. Well, we got another squash match, ladies and gentlemen. Wait. Before we get that one, we had let's see, the Dark Order, Stu Grayson, and the Dark Order, Stu Grayson versus GSK and Sonny Kiss of the Trustbusters, and they had it was a decent match. Sonny Kiss showed her, her moves and such. GSK showed some good stuff as well. These two had some decent, Stu Grayson, once again, good chemistry. Also, it looks like the Righteous are still stalking them. Looks like they're gonna have a very interesting feud. I think it was gonna build to a nice little tag match, or maybe a tag team fight with no honor, which I'm like, hey, I'm down with that. The Righteous versus the Dark Order, Steve Grayson, even Uno. I think that'll be really good. And then we get, after that, ladies and gentlemen, after that decent match, we get, I believe, we'll make sure I get this right. Oh, another squash match of Best Friends and Best Friends and Joe Oceano and Mookie Summers. What to say about this is that this was a squash match. It's just, good to see Best Friends pick up a victory. Mookie Summers, okay. They played the roles well. They paid their roles well, and hopefully, I see some more stuff from Mookie Summers laid down the pike. That's what I hope. Okay, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Let's see what else. Not much. There's no really meat on the bones here. But there are some. There's a little bit of meat here of the bones as we get Rocky Romero. Let me just get this shared screen here. Oh yeah, Rocky Romero versus Lee Moriarty. Good stuff here. The crowd actually opens up, which again, I'm happy that they're doing soundstage stuff again because, whoo, man, being in those open arenas is not good for ROH. I mean, once a lifetime, yeah, but man, it's meant to be in that it's meant to be that small arena. I mean, and I keep saying this, and I will continue to say this, if somehow this gets to Tony Khan, which is impossible, who cares? I say, look, you see what Impact is doing. Go to those places where Impact is. Go where the smallest, like 300 state arenas, that sort of thing. You go over there, and that's it. You go over there, ladies and gentlemen. You go over there, and you sit there, and you're like, oh wow, that sort of thing. Let's see. Um, just go over in that type of that raw feeling, that underground feeling, because ROH is that. It's like that. And I think if they do stuff like that, I think it's more better be engaged in those small arenas, not just in the sound stage. But I think if they just did that, if they're going to go tour, put them in the small arena. Don't put them in the big arena. Give us small arena, and I think this would be better. That's just me. Little small arenas. All right. But yeah, this got a little bit of reaction. Good match though. And Lee Moriarty wins thanks to Big Bill's backup. And well, Rocky Romero after match says, you know what? You got me, but he didn't like it. So guess what? It's going to be Rocky Romero versus Lee Moriarty in a Pure Rules match. See how Lee Moriarty is looking pushing to that Pure Rule, which I can't wait to see. I think he is going to take down Shibata in maybe a final battle, maybe at Glory, but something in a pay-per-view. I think Lee Moriarty is going to steal a victory and become the new Pure champion. That's what I feel like it's going to happen. Um, but yeah, also on this card, um, uh, Christopher Daniels challenged Samoa Joe. A decent promo. I mean, good promo. For the TV championship. So that's gonna be there for next week. And then I believe we get to our main event. As let's see if I can get this thing right. We do. Huzzah! Let's share. Let's share. Let's share. As Gringo Loco Talk Break Christian. Wow, what a match. This is Gringo Loco looks, they have, I like his counters. I love his counters. All of his stuff worked really well. And Blake Christian, great chemistry as well. Both are high flyers. Both have like I think Gringo has like he could do the high flying, but also can do the counter of the high flying, which is surprisingly doesn't give him victories here, which is weird. But yeah, Blake Christian again, he shows why he's all heart as he just goes just good chemistry. But again, a little bit of an anticlimactic finish as Blake Christian picks up the victory after a nice splash on the outside. I feel like this match was going to go a little bit further, but doesn't for some reason. I don't know. But anyway, Blake Christian picks up the victory. Gringo Look, they shake hands and they move on. I think hopefully he gets a spot for him. Or heck, he might go to another company or whatever. Because I think Gringo Loco has proven himself. He needs to get him another opportunity. So I think that's an opportunity, and I think Gringo Loco should be a good place, a good hand for ROH. And I can't wait to see more, and I can't wait to see him get a big victory, a deservedly big victory. But yeah, this was my Ring of Honor review. I thought it was decent, short to the point, and I decent short to the point show. Not 2 hours, but I think they're slowly getting their formatting stuff right. I'm hopeful that when they do go to the sound stage, they're gonna go back to 2 hours and they start showing people and doing all this stuff, making it feel like. And honestly, to talk about brand split, I think the best way to do it right now, Ring of Honor definitely needs one. AEW and Ring of Honor should have one. Hopefully by the end of summer. I wish that if they do, I think it'd be a good hard one. And not only that, they could be, like I said, do those same things what Impact is doing. Going to these small places. Go to the same place. Go to these small places. Go to these like get like 300 to 500 people. I know they can sell out with that, and just have them do all this and just have that hardcore crowd. And a hardcore audience can really make people go order the shows, the pay-per-views, not just pay-per-views, but just Honor Club in general. Make it feel like it's a nice, a real good energy. That's what I feel like. Anyway, that's my Ring of Honor review, and thank you again for it. Oh, looking at that, there's reviews and something like that. Oh, boys and girls, it is. I'm just looking at some NHL scores. Looks like it's let's see. Um the Lightning are leading 2-1. Let's see. I want to make sure. I thought it was 3-1 for a second, but now it's 2-1. I don't know. I gotta make sure because I got a lot of people who like the hockey. So, oh, it is. It's 3-1. At least can't close. Yeah, they still haven't gotten that call. They ain't gonna close. It's gonna be hilarious when they don't. Again, it's hard to close a series, and Toronto's been here before. So guess what? I wouldn't be surprised if they, hey, they choke it away here. I'm gonna just laugh, and Kyle Dubas is gonna go pack his bags to go to Pittsburgh. But that's just my own take of it. Anyway, we're gonna take a small little break here, and we will be right back. And when we get back, I'm going to be talking about Vince McMahon's, racism, which is, allegedly racism and such. He's been sued for racist storylines of a recent lawsuit. We're right back right after this here live on the Dukect Lounge. Thank you so much for joining me, Dukect. We'll be right back right after this. Gotcha. And we are back, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for being here. And well, we just get this out of the way because old Vinnie Mac is in the news once again. Because this time, well, it's about about a racist WE, because the former writer, right? The former writer is suing WWE because she was fired for pushing back against racist creative ideas. And from Brandon Thurton from WrestleNomics, and here it is, right here. Former WWE writer Brittany Abrams is suing the company and individual staff, including Executive Chairman Vince McMahon, alleging discriminatory treatment, harassment, hostile work environment, wrongful termination, unlawful retaliation due to her race, color, and gender. Abrams, who is black, says she was wrongly fired purposely for taking a commendative chair at WrestleMania in 2022. She alleged that reasoning was a pretext and her termination was actually in retaliation for pushing back against racist creative ideas. Besides WWE, the complaint is leveled against McMahon and current members of the WWE writing staff, Christine Lubero, Ryan Callahan, Jennifer Pepperman, and as well as other former writers or the company, Chris Dunn, Mike Keller. Finally, Stephanie McMahon, former co-CEO, is among the named defendants. Abrams began working for WWE as a temporary writer, working on SmackDown in November 2020. She became a permanent employee in May 2021 until her dismissed in April 2022. In the complaint filed Monday in federal court with the Eastern District of New York, Abrams details multiple instances in which WWE allegedly had talent act out racist stereotypes and pitch other racist concepts that didn't make it to screen. Abrams described working with Bianca Belair and her interactions with fellow writer Chris Dunn and SmackDown lead writer and Abrams supervisor Ryan Callahan. Within, this is from the lawsuit. Within or around plaintiff's Abrams' first 2 weeks of employment with WWE, she shadowed a male white Caucasian writer, defendant Dunn, who wrote a backstage scene for Miss Bianca Belair, a black African American female WWE wrestler. Upon information and belief, Miss Belair is one of the two dark-skinned black African-American female wrestlers. The said scene included offensively racist and stereotypical jargon with plaintiff found objectionable. By the way, by way of example of according to the script, Dunn intended Miss Belair that the said black female WE wrestler to say, quote, don't make me take off my earrings and beat your ass, which is lines based on cruel, ugly stereotypes of dark-skinned black women. Plaintiff asserts that Miss Belair uttering that line was and still is negatively stereotype of race and gender, and plaintiff found it offensive and still finds it offensive. Prior to the writing of this scene, many of the WWE writers commonly complained that they didn't know what to do with Miss Belair. As a result, plaintiff undertook research into Miss Belair's background and discovers a fascinating family tree, including an aunt who helped desegregate her high school in the 1960s and an uncle whose contribution to the science to science were well renowned. Dunn allowed plaintiff to write a first draft of Miss Belair's scene, so plaintiff included positive references to Miss Belair's rich family history and sent it to Dunn for feedback. Dunn told plaintiff that the draft looked great. I'm going to make some edits and submit it to Callahan. However, Dunn subjected plaintiff's draft to substantial editing, including inserts that said racial and gender stereotypes. That same night, plaintiffs complained about the racially offensive and discriminatory nature of the scene to one of her WE superiors. Defendant Callahan. Plaintiff in an email Callahan said, I know I'm new. I'm not trying to be disrespectful or step on Dunn's or anyone's toes, but I would be remiss if I didn't mention that Miss Belair's scene includes racial jargon and offensive stereotypes, particularly her go home line. Plaintiff also requested clarifications for her protocol on moving forward with her complaint. In conversation with Miss Belair, the following day, Miss Belair informed plaintiff that she told Dunn 3 different times that I don't want to say that line, but he never listens to me. He puts that line in every week. Miss Belair said the script's discriminatory lines to make her look ghetto. Plaintiff relayed this information to Dunn and politely offered to edit the line. However, despite plaintiff's complaint, it's not really surprising. Not really surprising, by the way. However, despite plaintiff's complaint, defendants fail and or refuse to take any immediate appropriate correction action in response. Plaintiff never received any form of response from Callahan, verbally nor via email, and Callahan never spoke to plaintiff about her email or the line or the scene. Additionally, WE's failure and our refusal to address plaintiff's complaint emboldened WE employees, including Dunn and Callahan, to further discriminate against and to retaliate against plaintiff in response to her protected conduct. By way of example, WWE kept the discriminatory line in the script. Plaintiff was scheduled to shadow Dunn on 2 scenes that day, on which was the said scene with Miss Belair. However, around halfway through the day, Dunn informed plaintiff that she would now shadow Callahan. With plaintiff requested Dunn's assistance, he told plaintiff, "You handle it. It's your scene now." Callahan showed up for the taping of plaintiff's scenes about 90 seconds before they went live, and he never once mentioned plaintiff's email. The complaint details about having Reggie dressed in drag, an idea that was shot down only after a writer pressed the issue, Avon says. It was discussed in the WWE Slack channel before our show that new wrestler Reggie would dress in drag and complete with wig and tights so he can partner with Carmella, a female wrestler, in a tag team match against other female wrestlers. Reggie is if you remember, Reggie is a dark-skinned African-American black straight male wrestler. Given the pinch was shared via Slack app, defendants Mr. McMahon and Miss McMahon, as well as other WWE high-ups, including Mr. Pritchard and Mr. Ed Cozy, were included on the thread. Plaintiff co-worker Miss Andrea Lissenberger responded to the thread, observing that putting a straight black man in a drag might perpetuate homo stereotypes that would offend viewers. WWE eventually scrapped that discriminatory pitch, but only in response to a white Caucasian individual protected content in form of Mrs. Liz Springer's complaint. Joy. This is not surprising. Exactly. It's like, don't, yeah, you're there just to be in this type of stuff. No one listens to the black folk and everything, seeing how harmful stereotypes is. No, it takes a white person to say, hey, maybe we shouldn't do this. Yeah. Then you have Apollo Crews, which I knew this was going to happen. Here it is, Apollo Crews was just being directed to speak with a Nigerian accent and is pointed as another example of racist stereotyping. Of course. WWE forced wrestler Apollo Crews to speak with a Nigerian accent because of his Nigerian lineage. Apollo Crews is a black Nigerian-born male. Plaintiff emailed Callahan and complained about the offensive nature of the requirement for Apollo Crews to speak with a stereotypical and exaggerated Nigerian accent. However, despite plaintiff's complaint, Callahan failed and/or refused to take corrective action. As a result, Callahan and WWE forced plaintiff to require Apollo Crews to speak with a radically artificial Nigerian accent. I knew that was bad. I knew it in my heart and soul. The whole thing was BS. Right here, this was all BS. That whole stupid BS type of accent he had. Pure BS. Pure BS. And I hated that stuff. And when he got to NXT, the new NXT, he's dropped that Nigerian stuff. He dropped that quick. He's out speaking, with his natural cadence. It's interesting. An idea also to Shane Thorne, who, as a wrestler, would hunt and capture Reggie, was out. Oh my goodness! Wow, right here. Of course, this is happening. An idea to present Shane Thorne as a wrestler who will hunt and capture Reggie was outlined as well in a period that didn't apparently appear on screen. Well, at least we find something worse than Slapjack. Gosh, this company deserves to burn. Let's keep reading. In or around the spring of 2021, Callahan pitched the idea of that a white Caucasian male wrestler with a hunting gimmick would hunt a black male wrestler for fun. In a nutshell, that's a hunting gimmick pitch was for new wrestlers Shane Thorne and Reggie was, since Shane is Australian, we should make him a crocodile hunter. And instead of crocodiles, he hunts people. So sequentially, a storyline was pitched by Callahan where Shane would capture Reggie and constantly beat him up, but Reggie will always escape after being captured. Holding Reggie captive in cages was also discussed. Plaintiff felt Callahan pitch was highly offensive and objectable. Plaintiff again objected to her superiors' racially motivated misconduct, specifically stating that a gimmick where a white man hunting a black African American man for sport is racist. Callahan laughed and sarcastically responded, "Oh, what? Is that a bad thing?" Oh man. Oh gosh. Isn't this great? WWE, man, just WWE and everything else. Isn't this beautiful, people? Isn't this lovely? We just love this company. Gosh, yeah. Don't you love it? Love, I mean, actually despise and hate. I, you know, I just, I, yeah, but not surprised. I mean, I am angry. We can tell, but am I surprised? No. But let's keep reading. Callahan comments and conduct had the purpose of an effect of humiliating and intimidating plaintiff and dramatically altered her work environment for the worse. As the WWE writing team's full person of color, I mean black, put it right there, plaintiff was devastated that none of her white Caucasian coworkers stepped in and complained about the discriminatory and offensive pitch. Of course it is. They're on they're on that same team together, baby. That team's white supremacy. Anyway, afterwards, plaintiff spoke with Mr. Brian Persay, a white conservative WE writer, who revealed that he agreed with plaintiffs that the plaintiff was racist, but he felt too nervous to speak up in front of Callahan. Yeah. Let's see. Abraham's alleged in the early months of her WWE WWE tenure, she was discriminated against by Jennifer Peppermint, which she raised to human resources. Peppermint discriminatingly treated plaintiff and other black and African American WWE employees poorly compared to her similarly situated white and Caucasian counterparts. Peppermint routinely and justified raised her voice at plaintiff, made rude comments about the plaintiff and other black and African American WWE employees. Peppermint would just snap at plaintiff and just similarly situated black African American counterparts and deliberately berate them in front of everyone else. Peppermint had zero patience for plaintiff and her similarly situated black African American counterparts. Peppermint's tone and countenance counter, countenance routinely different from when she spoke to or engaged with plaintiff's white Caucasian counterparts. Peppermint's comments and conduct were discriminatory, given that she did not treat white and Caucasian WE employees in this manner. Peppermint's comments and conduct had the purpose and effect of humiliating and intimidating plaintiff, and their severity and improvisations dramatically altered plaintiff's work environment for their workers. However, despite plaintiff's complaint, WWE failed to make any immediate and appropriate corrective action in response. Aaron says she was the only black woman. She wasn't the only black woman who was wrongfully fired from WWE's writing staff, but she said led to an investigation. Abrams detailed being interviewed by HR, but says again her concerns weren't heard. In around November 2021, a black female writer assistant was fired after reporting WWE lead writer Callahan for creating a racially hostile environment against African American employees. Shortly thereafter, WWE questioned plaintiff about her experience with Callahan, purposely pursuant to an investigation into the said black females wrestlers, black female writers, assisted protected content. Plaintiff was asked if she witnessed or was the victim of harassment on the creative team. Plaintiff described discrimination and hostile work environment she had been subjected to by Peppermint and had witnessed by Peppermint towards other minority employees. At a different time, plaintiff received a call from WWE Human Resource representatives. They said it was brought to our attention that you called some pictures racist, and I want to know if it was directed at you or a part of the direction for a storyline. Plaintiff told him it was a storyline, but that it came from WWE lead writer Callahan. So it really shouldn't have been said once, let alone twice. No matter serious or in jest, plaintiff told them it was an offensive joke. However, WWE Human Resources kept repeating, but was it said about you? WWE never agreed that it shouldn't have been said at all by someone of authority. WWE also never asked if plaintiff was okay after hearing those racist and sexist pitches. Aaron says Callahan made casual, racially discriminating comments about a Muslim wrestler. The complaint doesn't make clear who the wrestler was, but goes on to detail a love storyline pitch she made with Silvers. Abrams says she and Silvers were the only black writers on the team at the time. The storyline would involve wrestlers Aaliyah, Mansoor, and Angel Garcia. Mr. Silvers and plaintiff pitched Mansoor had a secret that he's keeping from Aaliyah. Callahan disagreed with the secret Mrs. Silvers and plaintiff wanted for the character. Instead, Callahan suggests, how about his secret is he behind the 9/11 attacks? Mr. Silvers never relaxed and said, let's not do that. Let's talk about the other part of the pitch. Callahan said, oh, I guess you're the lead writer now. Ms. Silver agreed. Then Ms. Silvers again laughed nervously and said, for just this moment, can we talk about something else? Following this, whatever the writer asked Callahan a question, he would reply, ask Ms. Silvers. She's the lead writer now. Callahan comments and conduct in this regard were clearly discriminatory given plaintiff's similarly situated white Caucasian counterparts were not treated in this manner. Additionally, Heller shared a sexist pitch for a Muslim female wrestler wherein the said female wrestler lacked authority over her own mind and body. Excuse me. Again, Mrs. Silvers and plaintiff created a love storyline between wrestlers Aaliyah, Mansoor, and Angel Garza. In this pitch, Aaliyah and Mansoor were meant to fall in love, while a jealous Angel tries to break them up. The pitch made Aaliyah appear intelligent and confident in herself and desires, containing Aaliyah speaking up for herself against both Angel and Mansoor and have her love and affection earned. Mr. Silvers and plaintiff pitched this storyline to Heller, which expressed confusion about Aaliyah and her choices, particularly her never wanting to be with Angel, who is obviously the villain in the story. Heller was also confused that Aaliyah wasn't crying on the stairs after her breakup with Mansoor. Heller then counterpitched that plaintiff make the storyline love triangle, objectifying and bimbifying Aaliyah. Heller's sexist counterpicks included Angel being forward and aggressive in his efforts to date Aaliyah being easily swayed by Angel's evil tactics, and Aaliyah being confused about which side she should date, obfuscating between two men until the end of the storyline. Helena and Kellen made these discriminatory comments while plaintiff and other black African American employees were in his presence in the writers' room. Helena and Callahan's comments and conduct were clearly discriminatory. Plaintiff immediately complained that these racially discriminatory immediately complained about these racially discriminatory comments. Plaintiff spoke up and asked, "Doesn't that take away Aaliyah's agency?" Plaintiff told Heller that she wanted to make a pitch that was more feminist, especially because Aaliyah's character is already marketed as being super hot. Plaintiff, along with a number of co-workers, including Ms. Silvers and Mr. Chad Barbers, also complained about the discriminatory nature of the lead writer's comments. This led Abrams and Silvers meeting with Christine Luberno, WWE's senior vice president of creative writing. Luberno met with plaintiff and Miss Silvers and deliberately downplayed Heller's and Callahan's discriminatory remarks by claiming that she heard it was a joke and wacky things are said in the writers' room all the time. When plaintiff indicated that it doesn't make it okay, Luberno responded, "I know, but look at the ways we're making in the company. 4 years ago, no women worked on the writers' team." Bigotry and low expectations, ladies and gentlemen. We just got to keep getting lower and lower. Luberno followed up and told plaintiffs she was doing a great job, and that picture and Mr. McMahon and Miss McMahon love plaintiff writing, but plaintiffs should be careful to pick and choose plaintiff's battles. I think that's Stephanie, by the way. The remainder of the complaint outlines Abrams firing after taking a commemorative chair at WrestleMania in April 2022. She says Peppermint told the writers' room that they could take a chair after the event was over. Another writer, Michael Crispron, and said the writers were allowed to take chairs at the prior WrestleMania, according to Abrams, and Peppermint recounted another employee checking a chair at the airport. Multiple white male employees took their chairs as they left WrestleMania, Abrams claims, but they weren't reprimanded. Abrams said her firing on or about April 7th, 2022, for purposely taking a commemorative chair wasn't the reason for her dismissal. She alleges she was targeted for a pretextual termination by WWE's executive management team and her direct supervisors. Abrams says she had trouble finding employment after WWE due to defendants' discrimination and defamatory statements regarding her work performance. Abrams was seeking an award in damages, an amount to be determined at trial. We reached out for WWE for comment, but haven't reached a response. Abrams is represented by the Cochran firm. So, yeah, I'm not surprised by all of this. Looking at, again, let's just see Shane Thorne basically kind of hunt Reggie. Reminded me a bit about the whole 24/7 debacles of Reggie trying to outrun everybody. You can see there was probably a bit of shades of that right there when they did that storyline of Reggie being the 24/7 champion. Apollo Crews being directed to speak in Nigerian accent, which I knew this was going to be a disrespectful and terrible thing. I knew it, and they did this. It was basically a forced type of thing. And now he's basically, like I said, right back to normal in NXT. Reggie dressing in drag, of course, because, I mean, a black man in the dress, that sort of stuff, taking away their manhood and making them look like, fools and clowns and everything, which is just right up their alley. and just all these other things. And then disrespecting black women, having the same type of stupid, dumb, manufactured ghetto stuff that has been broadcasted by multiple, companies and white men with suits and everything else, not knowing anything about the history of black people, not but much less black women. You know, and they say, "Oh, it's just wrestling. Who cares?" No, I'm tired of that type of the low bar of this. Like, I mean, I want to have have this raised up. I'm sick and tired of this. I'm sick and tired of having this racism of these wool rich white men who can do everything else. And by the way, I don't think this is going to change anytime soon because you see executives. Because again, with the fusion of Endeavor, WE Endeavor, and everything else, um, you know, just having their executives. I mean, look at this management team. Let's see if I can get this thing here. Open image in a new tab. Oops, Zoom. Let's see. Let's see if I can find it. A better picture. Oh, there it is. There it is. Let me just switch it right here for all of y'all. Look at this. With the new board. Look at this, man. Look at this, ladies and gentlemen. You think anything's going to change now? You think anything's going to change if you're, black and everything else? Look at this. Look at this board. And you're going to tell me anything is going to directly change? Anything is going to directly change? Hmm? I dare you to say that. I double dare you to say that. It's not going to happen. It is not going to happen. All right, let's see. All right, I want to make sure I saw a little about that. Uh the thing froze, but I'll probably cut that out for the single thing. But yeah, look at the changes. You think anything is going to change? No. Look at, like I said, look at this management team. Everybody, look at it. You got Dana white privilege slapping his wife, not getting going anything. Vince McMahon just, I moved on from all these type of things. I moved on, you know, moved on for helping Jimmy Snuka murder that girl. He moved on for the Ring Boy scandal. He moved on from basically helping kill Owen Hart. He moved on from all these other things, man. He moved on, and all those women and everything else. Oh, by the way, allegedly, and everything else, so I don't get sued. But yeah, they moved on. They all move on. They ain't gonna do anything. But the people up there, WE, the black women, and Arab black men, black women, the Arab men and women, and Latino men and women. I feel bad for you. The people in that company who try to do the best they can. But I think it's going to be a new batch of hell with these men here on top. And that's what worries me. And those worries are going to come to light, and there's going to be more stories like this. That's just my personal opinion. I want to hear what you say in the comment section. All right? Say in the comment section below. Anyway, we're going to take a small break and we're going to talk about UK blocking Microsoft and Activision's deal. After this small break here, live on the Dukect Lounge, we'll be right back right after this here on TalkShoe.com and on YouTube.com. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you sticking with me, Dukect. We'll be right back right after this. And we are back, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Still no ladies to me, Duke CT, back with you once again. And well, this is very interesting. Britain, the UK hits a move that actually blocks the court actually blocked Microsoft $69 billion acquisition of Acquisition Blizzard. And here it is right here. This is Britain's top competition regulator on Wednesday moved to block Microsoft's acquisition of video game publisher Activision Blizzard. The measure marks a major blow for the United States tech giant as it seeks to convince authorities that the deal will benefit competition. Microsoft said it plans to appeal the decision. Shares of Activision Blizzard slumped more than 8% in early U.S. trading. Microsoft shares were up 7%, but this was largely linked to the company's strong earnings report on Tuesday. The UK Competition and Markets Authority said it opposed the deal as it raises competition concerns in the nascent cloud gaming market. The CMA previously held concerns about competition in the games consoles being undermined, but ruled out this concern in a preliminary decision in March. Microsoft could make Activision games exclusive to its cloud gaming platform, Xbox Game Pass, cutting off distribution to other key industry players, the CMA said. Cloud gaming is a technology that enables gamers to access games via companies' remote servers. Eventually streaming a game like you would a movie on Netflix. The technology is still in its infancy, but Microsoft is betting big on it becoming a mainstream way of playing games, allowing Microsoft to take such a strong position in the cloud gaming market just as it begins to grow rapidly with risk undermining the innovation that is crucial to the development of these opportunities, the CMA said in a press release Wednesday. Microsoft offered the CMA remedies in an attempt to resolve its concerns, including requirements governing what games must be offered by Microsoft to what platforms and what conditions over a 10-year period. However, the regulator rejected the proposals. Giving the remedy applies only to a defined set of Activision games, which can be streamed only in a defined set of cloud gaming services, provided they are purchased in a defined set of online stores. There are significant risks of disagreement and conflict between Microsoft and cloud gaming services providers, particularly over a 10-year period in a rapidly changing market, the CMA said. Flawed understanding of the market. Microsoft Vice Chair President Brad Smith in a statement that the company remains fully committed to this acquisition and will appeal. The CMA decision's rejects a pragmatic path to address the competition concerns and discourage technology, innovation, and investment in the United Kingdom, Smith said Wednesday. We have already signed contracts to make Activision Blizzard popular games available on 150 million more devices. We remain committed to reinforcing these agreements through regulatory remedies, and disappointed that after lengthy deliberations, this decision appears to reflect a flawed understanding of this market and the way relevant cloud technology actually works. Activision Blizzard substantially released its first quarter earnings report early following the CMA's announcement. In the report, the company said it considers the CMA's decision is disproportionate, irrational, and inconsistent with the evidence, reiterating that it believes the transition will go through. The firm reported earnings per share of 93 cents, almost doubling from 50 cents earlier since a year earlier. Net revenue grew for 34% to $2.38 billion from $1.77 billion. The company canceled its earnings call. Bobby Kotick, CEO of Activision Blizzard, told employees in a letter Wednesday that the company and Microsoft have already begun to work to appeal to the UK Competition and Appeals Tribunal. We are confident in our case because the facts are on our side. This deal is good for competition. At the time when the fields of machine learning and artificial intelligence are thriving, we know the UK market will benefit from Microsoft's bench strength in both domains, as well as our ability to put those technologies to use immediately, Kotick added. By contrast, if the CMA decision holds, it will stifle investment, competition, and job creation throughout the UK gaming industry. The UK is clearly closed for business. An Activision business spokesman said the CMA's decision represented a disservice to UK citizens who face increasingly desired economic prospects. We will assess our growth plans for the UK. Global innovators, large and small, will take note of that. Despite all of its rhetoric, the UK is clearly closed for business, the spokesman said. Microsoft announced its intention to acquire Activision Blizzard in January last year, 2022, for $69 billion, in one of the biggest deals in the video game industry has seen to date. Executives at the Redmond, Washington-based technology giant believe the acquisition will boost its efforts in gaming by adding lucrative franchises like Call of Duty and Candy Crush to its content offerings. However, some Microsoft competitors contested the deal, concerning it may give Microsoft a tight grip of the $200 billion games market. A particular concern was the prospect that Microsoft may shut down distribution access to Activision's popular Call of Duty franchise for certain platforms. Sony, in particular, has voiced concern with Microsoft Activision purchase. The Japanese gaming giant fears that Microsoft could make Call of Duty exclusive to its Xbox consoles in the long run. Microsoft sought to ally the concerns by offering Sony, Nintendo, Nvidia, and other firms 10-year agreements to continue bringing Call of Duty to their respective gaming platforms. Microsoft contends it won't be financially beneficial to withhold Call of Duty from PlayStation, Nintendo, and other rivals, given the licensing income it generates from keeping the game available on their platforms. Microsoft Smith told CNBC last month that the company is offering Sony the same agreement as it did Nintendo to make Call of Duty available on the PlayStation at the same time as the Xbox with the same features. Sony still opposes the deal. The CMA raises concerns with the potential of Microsoft to hinder competition with the nascent cloud gaming market via its Xbox Game Pass subscription service, which offers cloud gaming among its perks. Microsoft has committed to bring new Call of Duty titles to Xbox Game Pass on day one of its release. Cloud gaming, or the ability to access games via PC or mobile devices over the internet, is still in its infancy and requires strong broadband connections to work well. Cloud gaming made up only a fraction of global internet traffic in 2022. Microsoft still needs to convince other regulators not to block the deal. The EU continues to probe the merger to assess whether it hurts competition, while the U.S. Federal Trade Commission has sued to block the deal on antitrust grounds. Good. I like this. And personally, I wish they had the same energy when Warner Brothers and Discovery happened, and also the same thing when Disney bought Fox and all that stuff. Where the hell was this energy? I want to know where this energy was, man. You know, these corporations just swallowing each other. And then when things go bad, which is right now, and they bought all these properties, here's what's going to happen. What's going to happen when things go really bad? And honestly, right now, it's going about the recession that is still going, by the way. People are the jobs market is not looking good for some folk. And you have a lot of people who are their paycheck is not going as far as they want, because this is luxury. All of this is luxuries, by the way. This is a luxury, and there's lack of luxury. So they're like, no, I'm not going to go out to the movies. No, I'm not going to buy the video game this year. No, I'm not going to do this. I'm going to wait until the collective vision to get all the bugs and all that stuff out. Then I'll buy it. After I get, like, say, a other little thing to increase the memory, because these games are like, what, 200, 400, 500 gigabytes. Jeez, almost a terabyte of information, these one single games, man. Well, that's just, terrible. But then, like I said, what happens when these things don't go well? Who's going to buy the properties? Who's going to buy, for example, if Disney goes really, bottoms out, like it looks super bad for Disney. I mean, like, boy, this economy is really terrible. No one's going to do the movies anymore. Okay, we might have to start selling some of these things out. Who's going to buy Lucasfilm? Who's going to buy Pixar? Who's going to buy, stuff from Marvel? Are they going to start leasing them out? That's what Warner Bros. Doing. They're doing syndication 2.0, leasing everybody things out, making money. Are they going to do that? Are they going to do these things? I mean, that's the question. I ask you all now. Are they going to just start selling or leasing? These are the questions right now. A lot of it's like, oh my Lord, we're going to be having doing this type of stuff. You know, that's my, that's what my thing is, man. It's that's my thing is that what are they going to do when things go bad and nobody, and I mean nobody, heck, how could WWE, what happens if Endeavor this stuff goes bad? Who's going to buy WWE? Who's going to do these things? This is the question, you know? That sort of things, man. That's sort of that's the thing. I think what are they going to do? Because I mean, when the economy, when things get tight, when things get a little bit tight, when they get tight. They get a little tight. People are not going to go and spend their money. No one's going to spend their money out there. You know. Up, and I'm looking at the scores right now. The Lightning win, so the game series it's not going to end in Game 5. Womp womp. Well, it's going to be Game 6. It's going to be fun. Oh, it's going to be fun for the Leafs. Can't wait. 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 It's so fun. I can't wait. It's going to be so good. But yeah, back to the point. When money's tight, people are not going to go and spend on these things. And then now, this can be your favorite, your shows, your movies, your games, and everything else. That's not going to be good. And by the way, people say, "Oh, we love Game Pass." Let's see. There was a game recently who was got on the Hi-Fi Rush. By the way, I'm gonna do a review of it one of these days. Because because a lot. It was fun. It was. I loved the try and everything else. But well, it didn't really do well. It was actually the first time I actually played. Um, you know, first time I played a Bethesda game. Believe it or not. Yeah, I haven't played a Bethesda game in a long while because of their just stupidity and everything else. But I did it. I actually played it. But here's the thing: there's been issues with Hi-Fi Rush. Reportedly, um, let's see right here, didn't make any money. Let me see if it's up to Forbes. Let's see. Let's see. Didn't make any money. Of course, Hi-Fi Rush didn't make Xbox enough money, but why would it? In a somewhat confusing logic of what does or does not make a financial successful game, on the Xbox continues with a new report from the well-sourced Jeff Grubb. On the Game Mess Decides podcast, Grubb said he heard that Hi-Fi Rush didn't make the money it needed to make. This is a game that was previously described after a surprise instant launch, one of the most successful launches for Bethesda and Xbox in recent years by Bethesda senior vice president of development of the president of development, Todd Vaughan. Based on what I heard, said Grubb, it's just straight up didn't make the money it needed to make. It got good reviews, the buzz was good. So where do you put the blame on that? I don't know. Maybe just surprisingly dropping it on Xbox Game Plus. It was like, oh, we have this big thing. Oh, it's on live now. Yeah, it was surprise launch on Game Pass. No marketing, no anything else. They just dropped it. And you wonder why no one paid for it. And then next it's a brand. And by the way, this is true. Here it is. It's a brand new IP and a niche type game. So you wouldn't expect to drive bonus standalone sales like a Halo or Gears of War, nor are we big enough to summon fury of a new Game Pass does by itself. It's not a game with any microtransactions to generate revenue despite a free Game Pass launch. Like Grub says, what else was the game supposed to do here? It was well received and created a narrative that Xbox can still surprise them with the unexpected smaller hits, but hit appears to be a relative term. Despite the initial praise for its launch, at this point, the problem it almost has to be with the Xbox revenue model, as it's not clear what the game itself could have done better for what it was. I mean, this is what happens. What about when Starfield comes out? What if all these other things come out and no one buy? I mean, again, not everyone is gonna have. It's just gonna drive more subscriptions to Xbox Game Pass, and the game is fine. People like Chai. People like the game when they play it, but no one's going to buy it because hey, it's free on Xbox Game Pass. So subscribe and boom, there it is. Boom. So there's no way really to make money from this yet. You know, they don't have enough subscribers to make money on these type of things. And maybe next time, if I had the ear, maybe next time don't do these surprise launches with these new games and new IPs. No one knows who Hi-Fi Rush is. It sucks, but no one knew what it was. It got hit because it was on a trailer and everything else. They had a trailer and they put it out there live. Me, I'm just like, it was fun and it's exciting, but do people actually still talk about this game? Is it still relevant? It just got a big hit and it's just gone. No one cares anymore. It was a hit and it was gone. Bye. And with these things, with these cloud gaming and everything else, is it going to be successful? Will gaming like this be successful? Who knows? No one knows at this point. Nobody knows. But when I do say this, is that it's going to be a very interesting time. It's going to be a very fun time because these corporations are going to try to do anything they can to make this cloud gaming work and going all digital. When you recently had the Wii U and all this stuff shutting down, these games and everything, well, game persevere. Do we own games anymore? Heck, do we own movies? Do we own anything else? Because again, HBO Max just took out a lot of movies and stuff that maybe me and you wouldn't like, but a lot of it's just got taken down. So we're just eventually, there's a reason why piracy is coming back. There's a reason why all this stuff coming back. It's because there's no real physical stuff, no real physical things holding it up anymore. So a lot of people just download it and just save it, get like a huge, terabyte like type of stuff, and just like save all their movies, video games, comic books, all this type of stuff. Because again, the digital is only for now. Digital is only for now, and it's not forever. But I think that is something to be worried about. And hopefully, we can there's something in the future that people will look and say, okay, maybe someone fix that right now. Someone will actually sit there and actually fix the issue about this. But until then, it's going to be a very interesting time. And, well, hopefully we'll be right here. I'll be right here reporting it and talking about it. Anyway, it's Dukect here. Peace and love. I will see y'all when I see y'all later.